Hello, my name is Daniel David MacKenzie Aberle, and this is regarding the lesson plan. University of El Salvador School of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Teaching, and the subject is English Didactics. Like I said, the title of assignment is the lesson plan. Headquarters is Central. The tutor is Licenciada Santos Edith Baides, and student's name is yours truly. Card number MA18055. Deadline is Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. Okay, and my lesson plan consists of the school teacher name, which is, like I said, yours truly, Daniel David MacKenzie Aberle. Course name is 8th grade English, levels intermediate. Book is the Interchange 4th edition. Unit is how often do you exercise? The time is 45 minutes. The description of the students. The lesson is designed for students attending the Externado de San Jose Jesuit High School in San Salvador of the 8th grade with 13 to 14-year-olds with a knowledge of intermediate English based on the book Interchange 4th edition, student book 3. The reason why the students are taking the English class is because they are preparing to take the TOEFL exam. Once they reach the 12th grade, so they will be able to attend college in the United States. Now, the materials that we're going to be using is the teacher's laptop, overhead projector, PowerPoint presentation, Microsoft Word presentations, interactive live worksheet document, interactive crossword puzzle, whiteboard pen, students' laptops, students' notebooks, students' pens or pencils with erasers. Objectives. Students will be able to speak in full sentences using adverbs of frequency among themselves after listening to the teacher's explanation of adverb of frequency in a PowerPoint presentation given by the teacher. They will do a written online exercise using live worksheets, filling in the blanks with the proper adverb of frequency, utilizing an interactive live worksheet on their laptop. After asking a set of questions to each other using the correct adverbs of frequency, they will end the class by filling out an online interactive crossword puzzle consisting of the name of different sports and different adverbs of frequency as their wrap up of the class. The lesson structure is 45 minutes. Okay, and the time for the warm-up stage is 5 minutes. The teacher will write on the whiteboard questions about what school sports that are practiced at Externado de San Jose and which one do the students participate in using correct grammar and pronunciation, including adverbs of frequency. The teacher will pick a few students who have their hands raised, and they will give their explanation in front of the class. So the materials that are going to be used is the whiteboard pen, PowerPoint presentation. And here I have the link to my PowerPoint presentation, and let me bring it up for the warm-up. Okay, and the questions that the teacher will ask are the following. Teacher, what sports are practiced in the Externado de San Jose, and which one do you participate in on the school grounds? Several students raise their hands, and the teacher picks Juanito to answer. Juanita. The sports, the sports that are practiced in the externado are basketball, soccer, track and field, and softball. I personally play basketball and I'm on the school team. I play every day during the week after school with my teammates, and I never miss practice. Teacher, excellent, Juanito. How about you, Salvador? Salvador, Juanito forgot to mention, Professor, that our high school is well known nationally for its table tennis team. I often play with the team in international competitions with several schools in Guatemala and Costa Rica, and we've won a few trophies in several events. We are the number one team in all of Central America. Teacher, wow, congratulations, Salvador. I did not know that we even had a school table tennis team. Unbelievable. How about you, Catalina? Catalina. My classmates failed to mention about the girls' field hockey team, which is very similar to ice hockey. But due to our tropical climate and that we can't provide refrigeration in the school gymnasium to form a school of ice, the Jesuits decided to form a field hockey team that plays on the grass at the school's soccer field. I play on the women's team, and my position is a goalkeeper. We sometimes practice on the weekend. Teacher, way to go, Catalina. I find that you said so interesting. You What you said is so interesting and wasn't familiar with your explanation of why the field hockey team was formed. Thanks for clarifying that for us. Teacher, in many of your answers that you have just relayed to us in the class, you mentioned several adverbs like never, often, and sometimes. These are called adverbs of frequency, and I will give the following presentation about the definition of an adverb and how it is used in a sentence and explain the different adverbs of frequency which are commonly used in the English language. Okay, and the next stage would be presentation. Focus on grammar definition of an adverb, list of adverbs of frequency. The teacher will present a written explanation of an adverb and adverbs of frequency. With a power presentation, he will show examples of the adverbs in complete sentences involving exercises or sports. Okay, and the materials used, the overhead projector, a teacher's laptop, PowerPoint presentation. And this is actually the link to the PowerPoint presentation. And it brings me up the page. Adverb. What is an adverb? In the Cambridge Dictionary, the definition is an adverb is a word that describes or gives more information about a verb, adjective, adverb, or phrase. Examples. The road runner ran rapidly into the sunset. In this example, the word rapidly is an adverb because it modifies the verb ran, describing how the road runner ran. The red delicious apple was extremely delicious. In this case, the adverb extremely is modifying, and the adjective delicious because it is describing how delicious the apple is. Many adverbs end in ly. Examples: carefully, calmly, briskly, brightly, breathlessly, breathlessly, bravely, bodily, boldly, sorry, beautifully, bashfully, arrogantly, anxiously, angrily, amazingly, affectionately, adversely, actually, accusingly, absently, abruptly, tightly, thoroughly, thankfully, terribly, tenderly, sympathetically, suspiciously, surprisingly, superstitiously, successfully, and stubbornly. Example of adverbs of frequency. What is an adverb of frequency? An adverb of frequency is a word that is used in a sentence to give more information about the verb, adjective, or another adverb. Adverbs of frequency can be placed after the noun or pronouns that functions as subjects and before the verb. Is there just one verb in the sentence? If there is more than one verb in a sentence, for example, the auxiliary verb, the adverb can be positioned before the main verb. List of commonly used adverbs of frequency: always, almost always, usually, often, hardly ever, almost ever, never, and sometimes. Example of adverbs of frequency that are in a sentence: I always play soccer on Sunday. Always, meaning lasting and unending. I almost always play soccer on Sunday. Almost always equals nearly always. The high school students usually participate in track and field after school. Usually means common encounter. Gordon plays basketball often with his friends. Often it equals many times on different occasions. Sometimes you can find Karen exercising in the school gym. Sometimes, occasionally, rather than all the time. Hardly ever does our track team meet on the weekend. Hardly ever is very, very rarely. Example adverbs of frequency used in the sentence. Continue. Karen almost never plays the goalkeeper on her field hockey team. Almost never is hardly ever. John never scored a touchdown while playing on his football team. Never, not ever. Okay. Presentation listening. Students will listen via CD played with a conversation between two athletes, Kathy and Arnold, involving the adverbs of frequency and how they are used in complete sentences regarding sports. Emphasis will be placed on the correct pronunciation of the adverbs of frequency previously mentioned in the presentation. Microsoft Word presentation. And here's the link as well. The presentation listening. The following dialogue is between Kathy and Arnold, which the students will listen via CD played on a stereo equipment played by the English language teacher. Kathy, I see that you are always in great shape, Arnold. I congratulate you. Arnold, that's because almost I almost always exercise with weights and play tennis as often as I can. Kathy, what a coincidence, Arnold. I sometimes play tennis in the country club. Arnold, are you usually on the tennis courts on Saturdays, Kathy? Kathy, I'm almost never there on Saturdays, and I never play tennis on Sundays. How about you, Arnold? Do you play tennis on the weekends? Arnold, I hardly ever play tennis on Saturdays, only occasionally. Okay, practice writing activity. The students will fill out an interactive worksheet on their laptops using live worksheets. They will have a total of 10 sentences using the different adverbs of frequency mentioned in the teacher's presentation. So the live worksheet, and this is the link to the worksheet. Practice exercise using adverbs of frequency. Fill in the blanks in each sentence regarding the conversation you just finished listening between Arnold and Kathy using the following adverbs of frequency. So always, almost always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, almost never, and never. So an example is to fill in the blank. Okay, Arnold is, and then you would type in always in great shape. Arnold, let's see, almost never. Almost, let's see what the answer to that one is. It's almost always. Okay, almost always exercises with weights and plays tennis as often as he can. Kathy sometimes plays tennis at the country club. Arnold asked Kathy if she is usually on the tennis courts on Saturdays. Kathy said that she is almost never there on Sundays. I'm sorry, almost never there on Saturdays and never plays tennis on Sundays. Arnold hardly ever plays tennis on Saturdays, only occasionally. Okay, so we put in the fill in the blanks, then we click on the finish button, and then we click on check my answers. And you see everything that's in green is correct. So the score is on top is 10 out of 10. Okay, so that was practice, the written activity. Production. Speaking, students will be working in pairs. They will be asking questions to each other about how often they play sports using adverbs of frequency used in the teacher's list. And materials, the Microsoft Word presentation. And I have here the link below and brings you up to this page. Production, speaking. The class will be divided into groups of pairs, student A and student B. Student A will ask student B a question involving adverbs of frequency found on the list given in the teacher's presentation. Then after answering the question, student B will ask student A a question including the adverb of frequency. Then student A will answer in turn. Both students A and B will go through the whole list. So this is the whole list of the adverbs of frequency, which we had mentioned in the presentation. And student A, he says, how often do you play tennis? Student B's answer, I almost always play on Tuesdays in the school cafeteria, but miss a few days because I have violin practice. Student B, do you work out at a school gym? Student A, sometimes I do, on Wednesdays. Student A, when do you usually play tennis? Student B, I play on Friday nights, but almost never play on weekends. Student B, how are you? Are you watching the World Cup? Student B, I'm always watching the games with my family. Wrap up. The students will fill out an interactive crossword puzzle consisting of adverbs of frequency and the name of different sports. So the material is the link to the crossword puzzle. And that's the link. And that should bring up, let's see. Okay, here we go. So now how you answer across. To run a slow or regular speed, and that's number 3. And you would, if you know what the verb is, it should be J-O-G, job. 5, a bat and baseball sport. 5, B-A-S-E-B-A-L-L, baseball. Most often, customarily. 6, the adverb of frequency would be usually. 9, physical activity that you do to make your body strong and healthy. That's number 9, it would be exercise. Okay, and many times on different occasions. Number 10, that would be O-F-T-E-N, often. Down, racket sport, and that would be number 1. So we look for number 1 on the crossword, and it's right here. And the sport with a racket is T-E-N-N-I-S, tennis. A form of a team game involving kicking found in the U.S. Okay, so from here, see 2 down, and that would be F. You have O, another O-T-B-A-L, football. Okay, lasting and excuse me, and unending. Number 4, what would that be? It would be A. We'll have an L, another L. No, another. I'm sorry, no, because it's not 2 L's. It's be a W, Y, and an S. Always. Okay, a form of football played by 2 teams, 11 players with a round ball. Number 7. The only sport I can think of at S-O-C-C-E-R, soccer. Not ever. And that's number 8. And you scroll this down, that's N-E-V-E-R. So let's check the answers. You did it. You solved the puzzle. Okay, so that includes my lesson plan, and I appreciate everybody watching, and thanks so much. Have a very good morning.